top 10 best female wrestlers. Welcome to Top Mainstream, the place where you'll get the best dose of entertainment videos on the internet. We're back with another interesting video. It's been more than 20 years since women's wrestling started to gain airtime, and 5 years since the women's evolution in WWE put female wrestlers on an equal footing with men. In that time, the sport has produced a raft of female stars, from Lita to Charlotte Flair to Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Figuring out who is the best WWE female wrestler is easy compared to deciding who were the best female wrestlers of all time across all the promotions. We've put together this list of the top 10 best female wrestlers from all over. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, share the video with your friends. With that being said, let's get started. Number 10. Paige. The self-proclaimed anti-diva, Paige, 28, made a splash when she joined the main roster in 2014. She was different from the other women on the roster, proud of her hardcore wrestling skills rather than a bombshell look. Paige is from the United Kingdom Knights wrestling family, and in 2019, The Rock produced a biopic about her life called Fighting With My Family. Paige won the NXT Women's Championship tournament in 2013 to become the inaugural champion. She also captured the Divas Championship for the first time during her debut match on Raw after WrestleMania 30. Due to a neck injury, Paige has retired from in-ring competition, but still appears as a manager, host, and social media correspondent. She currently earns about $250,000 annually on WWE. Number 9. Mickie James. Mickie James, 41, has been able to straddle several eras of women's wrestling. Coming into the company at the end of the era Attitude, mid-90s, she pushed through and became a star during the Ruthless Aggression era, 2002 to 2008, and the Divas era, 2008 to 2016. Mickie had a memorable feud with Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, where she played her stalker and frenemy, which led to a championship match at WrestleMania 22. James recently returned to WWE, hoping to win the Women's Championship for the 7th time. She makes around $300,000 a year from the organization. Number 8. Natalya Neidhart. Natalya, 38, is Canadian wrestling royalty. She is the niece of WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart and the daughter of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. She is the only woman to have graduated from the famed Hart Dungeon. A veteran in the locker room, she has served as a mentor and trainer to many other wrestlers entering the WWE. Natalya has been the Divas Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion throughout her 13 years and has a record for the most matches and wins in the WWE. She has an estimated worth of $2 million and earns $300,000 per year. Number 7. Bayley. Bayley, 31, along with the other horsewomen in NXT, changed the game with their passion, wrestling ability, and ambition. A WWE fan for as long as she could remember, she signed with NXT WWE in 2012 and debuted in 2015. Her first persona, the relatable superfan just happy to be there, made a huge impression, and she soon became WWE's biggest babyface. Her epic feud with best friend and tag team partner Sasha Banks earned her critical praise, but this was only the beginning for the California native. Bayley made a heel turn last year and currently holds the SmackDown Women's Championship, a title she's had for 328 days. Bayley is also a Grand Slam champion, holding the NXT, Raw, SmackDown Tag Team Championships. She also won the 2009 Money in the Bank. Bayley made $250,000 in 2019 and has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Number 6. Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, 28, intended to change the game when she signed with WWE back in 2012. Her ambitions were to take women out of the hair-pulling, cat-fighting stage and enter a time where they put on legitimate matches, similar to the men. After debuting the Boss character in NXT, winning the NXT Championship and classic matches with Bayley and NXT TakeOver, she set her sights on the main roster. Banks went on to win the Raw Championship 4 times and the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship twice. Sasha has also been part of many history-making matches in the women's division, including Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, and Royal Rumble. Sasha earns about $250,000 a year as a top performer and has a net worth of around $3 million. If you like this video, then consider subscribing to our channel. We bring such cool and interesting videos to entertain you on a regular basis. Number 5. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, 33, was considered the underdog of the four horsewomen, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks, but turned out to become the breakout star. After a masterful heel turn in 2018, Lynch has transformed into the man and has led a trailblazing career ever since. Becky made history as the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion, main evented WrestleMania 35 with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, and walked out holding both Raw and SmackDown titles. Becky is also the only woman to cross the barrier of being the face of the company and a top merchandise seller, a spot usually reserved for men such as John Cena and The Rock. As of May 2020, she's been on maternity leave, yet remains one of the biggest and highest paid stars, having earned $3.1 million. Number 4. Charlotte Flair. The Queen of WWE, Charlotte Flair is the daughter of legend and Hall of Famer Ric Flair. She made history being a part of the first women's match to the main event, WrestleMania. The 34-year-old is the most decorated woman in WWE, having held the NXT, SmackDown, and Raw championships a total of 12 times. She also participated in the first women's Hell in a Cell and Falls Count Anywhere matches. Flair also won the 2020 Royal Rumble and is currently on a hiatus. She's worth about $1.5 million. Number 3. Chyna. The ninth wonder of the world was a trailblazer in the WWE back in the Attitude Era. Chyna was one of the few women in the company who has ever participated in an intergender match and was held to the same standard as the men. Chyna had matches against Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Triple H. She is the only woman to have held the Intercontinental Championship, which she held twice, and held the Women's Championship once. Chyna was also the first woman to enter the men's Royal Rumble match and King of the Ring tournaments. Chyna passed away on April 20, 2016 from an accidental drug overdose. Number 2. Lita. Lita, 45, was also a game changer, coming in with fire red hair and performing moves such as the moonsault, which were usually reserved for men. She was the first anti-diva and was part of Team Extreme with the Hardy Boys. Along with Trish Stratus, Lita had one of the most iconic feuds in WWE history. Lita and Trish made history as the first women to headline Monday Night Raw, and Lita has performed at 3 WrestleManias. She also made the announcement that WWE women would no longer be called divas, but superstars, just like the men. Lita was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2014 by her great rival Stratus, and is semi-retired. She's made around $3 million from WWE. Number 1. Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus is the inspiration for countless women who go into wrestling. She was hired for her looks, a blonde, curvaceous fitness model who debuted as the manager valet for wrestlers Test and Albert. Yet over the years, Trish went from being eye candy to a legitimate wrestling star. Stratus held the Women's Championship 7 times, a record recently broken by Flair. Trish was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2013 by Stephanie McMahon. Her most recent match was against Flair at 2019's SummerSlam. Stratus has a net worth of about $6 million. Honorable mentions. Alundra Blaze was a trailblazer before her time. She brought life back to the WWF Women's title by putting on classic matches with Japanese talent such as Bull Nakano. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. So this was our list of the top 10 best female wrestlers. Let us know in the comments section which is your favorite female wrestler and why. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, then make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel, Top Mainstream. We'll bring you the next video very soon. Till then, peace out.